There is one uncomfortable truth most people avoid until it is too late, and that is how fragile the modern food system really is heading into 2026. Food shortages do not happen overnight on day one with panic and headlines. They happen in stages. Step 1, prices rise. Step 2, selection shrinks. Step 3, shelves start showing gaps. And by step 4, people realize they waited too long. When supply chains break or food becomes unaffordable, the people still eating well are not the ones buying their 10th case of canned food. They are the ones who planted the right crops 3 to 6 months earlier. Not 20 fancy plants, not rare varieties, but a small number of practical crops chosen for survival, crops that grow fast in 60 to 90 days, produce heavy calories per square foot, store for 4 to 8 months without refrigeration, and most importantly, produce seeds that can be saved and replanted for 5 to 6 years without buying anything again. If you are watching this now, you are probably already noticing warning signs in 2024 and 2025, that point straight toward 2026, rising food costs, fertilizer shortages, fuel instability, and supply chains that depend on just a few days of inventory. Most grocery stores carry only 3 to 5 days of food at any given time, and history shows us that every major disruption, wars, recessions, fuel crises, and extreme weather hits food access first and hardest. The biggest mistake beginners make is mistake number 1, growing what looks good instead of what keeps them alive. Survival gardening is not about appearance. It is about math, calories per pound, calories per square foot, months of storage, and seed security year after year. Vegetables that only fill your plate but deliver low energy will not sustain you through a long winter, and crops that require buying new seeds every season create dependency instead of security. What matters are crops that check all 4 survival boxes: fast growth, heavy yield, long storage without electricity, and self-regenerating seeds. These crops work in zones 4 and 5 across most of North America, tolerate imperfect soil, missed waterings, and beginner mistakes, and they quietly outperform dozens of popular garden plants. By the time shortages become obvious to everyone else in late 2026 or beyond, seed companies will be sold out, prices will be higher, and many people will be starting from zero while others are already harvesting from gardens planted the season before. This is not about panic, fear, or extremes. It is about preparation and timing. In part number 2, we start with a crop almost everyone underestimates, yet one plant alone can produce 30 to 50 pounds of food and secure next year's seeds at the same time. Crop number 1 on the survival list is zucchini, a plant that looks ordinary but performs like a food factory. One zucchini plant can produce 30 to 50 pounds of food in a single 60-day growing cycle, which is more output than most vegetables combined. The key advantage is speed. Zucchini grows fast, tolerates neglect, and produces continuously through summer. The most overlooked technique is mound planting. Raising soil 12 inches high and 3 feet wide improves drainage and reduces disease by over 40% compared to flat planting. Most people harvest zucchini too early at 6 to 8 inches long, but for survival, you let them mature fully to arm length or larger. Fully mature zucchini store 5 to 6 months in a cool, dry place without refrigeration, something grocery stores cannot offer. At maturity, the seeds inside are fully developed and easy to save. Rinse, dry for 7 days, and store for up to 6 years. One mistake people repeat is believing large zucchini become inedible, which is false. The flesh remains usable, and the real value is seed security. An added benefit is nutrition. Zucchini seeds contain magnesium, zinc, iron, and healthy fats, making them a bonus food source. When food systems fail in 2026, surplus becomes security, and zucchini produces surplus with minimal effort. 1 or 2 plants can provide months of food and next year's seeds. That combination is why zucchini earns its place as a core survival crop. Crop number 2 focuses on winter survival: spaghetti squash. One plant produces 5 to 8 squash, weighing 3 to 5 pounds each, delivering long-term storage unmatched by most vegetables. Properly cured and stored spaghetti squash lasts 6 to 8 months without refrigeration, meaning food harvested in September can still be eaten in March. Like zucchini, mound planting improves success, but the overlooked advantage is vertical growth. When trained on a trellis, spaghetti squash can grow in just 2 square feet instead of sprawling 20 feet across the ground. This matters for small backyards and urban lots. Nutritionally, spaghetti squash provides steady carbohydrates and fiber and acts as a neutral base food, absorbing oils, beans, or sauces. Seed saving is simple. One squash contains hundreds of viable seeds lasting 5 years. The seeds themselves are edible and nutrient-dense, providing omega-3 fats, iron, and magnesium. When winter hits and fresh food disappears, spaghetti squash bridges the hunger gap. It stores, feeds, and replants itself, which is exactly what matters in a long disruption cycle. Crop number 3 solves the calorie problem. Most gardens fail to address potatoes. 1 pound delivers roughly 350 calories, and potatoes have historically kept entire populations alive through winter. The challenge is space, which is why potato towers matter. A single 3-foot wide tower can yield 80 to 150 potatoes using vertical layering, compared to traditional beds producing far less. Potatoes tolerate cold, poor soil, and inconsistent watering, making them ideal for beginners. Storage is simple, cool, dark, and dry conditions preserve them for 4 to 6 months. Seed saving requires no special steps. Save small potatoes, plant in spring, and each eye becomes a new plant. When physical labor increases during shortages, carbohydrates become survival fuel, and potatoes deliver calories per square foot better than almost any crop. Crop number 5 fills nutritional gaps, winter squash such as butternut and acorn. One plant produces 4 to 6 squash weighing 2 to 4 pounds each and stores 4 to 6 months naturally. Winter squash delivers vitamin A, potassium, fiber, and calories, preventing deficiencies common in restricted diets. Like other squash, it grows vertically and saves space. Seed saving mirrors spaghetti squash, and roasted seeds provide healthy fats and minerals. Winter squash balances diets heavy in starch and protein, making it essential for long-term health. Crop number 4 addresses protein, beans. Dry beans contain 15 to 20% protein and store for years without refrigeration. Climbing varieties maximize space efficiency, producing up to 20 pounds of dry beans from a single 6-foot trellis, occupying only 2 square feet of soil. Beans are simple to grow, harvest when pods dry, shell, and store. The beans you eat are the seeds you plant, eliminating dependency on seed suppliers. Protein is non-negotiable for muscle maintenance, immunity, and recovery, especially for older adults. Beans provide that stability without livestock or complex systems. Crop number 6 is tomatoes, but grown correctly. Paste varieties like Roma and San Marzano outperform slicers for survival. One plant can produce 20 to 40 pounds, and tomatoes preserve through drying, fermenting, and sauce making. Seed saving is fast. Ferment seeds for 2 to 3 days, rinse, dry, and store for up to 6 years. Tomatoes provide vitamin C and acidity, preventing nutritional monotony and deficiency. They also enhance other foods, improving morale, which matters more than people admit during long shortages. Crop numbers 7 and 8 complete the system. Oilseed sunflowers produce up to 1 pound of seeds per head, delivering 2,600 calories and 40 grams of protein plus essential fats. Fat is rare in gardens and critical for energy and hormone function. Peas fix nitrogen in soil, improving fertility naturally, while producing food in 60 days and tolerating frost. Together, they feed both you and the soil, closing the loop. As 2026 approaches, systems that regenerate themselves outperform systems that depend on constant inputs. 8 crops, no panic, no excess, just math, timing, and preparation.